League of Legends fans. It is Monday night, and I'm your host, the Judge. No partner for me tonight, unfortunately, and we are going back to the pre-game. Not sure what happened, but it is Monday night. I am your caster, the Judge, as I said, and I am ready for some sweet games. So we'll see how long these guys take to get going. And we're back in game now, so let me just put that on and we'll be good to go. Throw that on, take that off, and everything looks good now. So we're into bans here. It's the usual guys. Blue team, purple team. You've seen all these players before. You know what they do, and you like what they do. And first pick going out there looks like it's going to be Lee Sin ban. Lee Sin, strong in the jungle, strong in the top. Like seeing that ban. Jace ban going out. I think that's probably targeted against Juiciest Jace. I mean, he has Jace in his name. And as you know, with these higher ELO games, the bans are targeted. So these guys are doing their research against each other. They try and figure out how best to play against each other. And there goes the Ahri ban. Potentially targeted against best Ahri NA, but who knows? I'll double check that, because I'm gonna say that that is exactly who that is against, and yes, it does look like it. And then a Lucian ban, Lucian, the newest ADC to come out. He's a lot of fun to play, in my opinion. I really like him as an ADC, and he's kind of versatile. It seems like you could build AD, AP, or just flat AS, and he'll do decently. Here comes the Kassadin ban on the blue team, and Kassadin strong mid. Maybe Shadow of Death. That kind of sounds like a Kassadin guy, someone who'd play Kassadin. And purple team banning out Twitch, probably targeted against Asphalt. He does play a lot of ADCs, so Lucian probably also banned against him. But it looks like Raxel's going to go ahead and pick up Vayne right here, right now, lock in their ADC so that it doesn't get picked out from underneath them. Divine G picking up the Blitzcrank. Blitzcrank is a very solid support. I do like seeing him, but you don't get to see him every day, especially if you're not playing against pre-mades. The ban will get dropped on a Blitzcrank and a Thresh, but he's a very good support if you can land those fists. So we'll see how Divine G does playing on him. I'm not sure if he's just locking it in for some safety, or if he's gonna actually play that. Maybe he's just as a placeholder. We'll have to see where he goes with that. And Taiken Lee looks like he's gonna lock in the Zed pick. Zed not one of his usual players. His Lee Sin did get banned out from underneath him there, but he does do fairly well as Zed. I've seen it, and it's not a bad thing. Looks like Divine G is gonna go ahead and pick up Ood here. Not sure. Active game was not found, but it's still here. I've been having bugs lately with watching games, but we're good. We're here. Not sure if Divine G is actually going to play Udyr or if he's just keeping it. We'll have to see where he goes with that. Juiciest Jace going to pick up Rengar. He has been playing a lot of Rengar lately. It's one of his better champs, so I'm sure he'll do just fine. That could go top or jungle. Usually we see Rengars in the top lane, but he is a very strong jungle. I'm not sure if they've changed his ult yet or not, but it should be coming down the pipe soon, I think. And Asphalt looks like they're going to pick up the Thresh support for... Ooh, no, changing over to Sona and locking that in, so that is what's going to happen there. And we'll see Sona, very strong support. Raxel, most likely going to be their support player. He's a very strong support player. Active game not found again, but it's still here, and I'm watching it. And now for Shadow of Death and 16 Ws. They're coming in hard and fast. Not very fast. It's not that hard either. They're waiting around, they're talking, they're working as a team, trying to figure out what's going to work best for them here. So we'll see how this goes for them. See what they're going to pick up. Shadow of Death looks like might lock in Tristana. Get some range to counter out Vayne. Vayne is a bit shorter range than Tristana. But and 16W's gonna lock in that Darius. Oh, last second switch over to Jax. I believe last week he also played Jax, and if I remember correctly, it went fairly well for him. Jax still a fairly strong top laner, so yeah, it's all good. That'll be great. Jax has fairly decent mobility too, so he might be able to get some pretty sweet ganks up. And Shadow of Death locking in that Tristana, so it looks like Kassadin ban wasn't against him. And blue team picking up their last two champs here. A potential Thresh pick. I don't think that'll actually go through. I think they're maybe trolling that. Unless they go ADC Thresh, which is an option. I like it. I do. It's a lot of fun, but I don't think that's what we're... Oh, locked in the Thresh. Interesting. So that might be a solo top Vayne we see. And the Fizz in the middle. More than likely. As that's pretty much where he's always played. And then final team for purple team. Looks like they need a support of some sort. So we'll see what they decide to go with here. Best RENA is flipping through champs, trying to decide what to go with. And we'll see what they decide to lock in here. They hovered over Soraka for a bit longer there. I don't think that would be a bad pick for a support. But we'll see what they actually decide to go. They're going to lock in the Lulu. Alrighty. So, you guys can't see this. But I think some of these guys are concerned that there's ghosting going on. They don't realize I have something to cover up the icons. So they don't really need to be concerned about that. If any of you guys are watching, you would see that the icons are in fact covered and you can't ghost it. Excuse me. I got a bit of a scratchy throat today. We'll have to see how that goes for me. But should be good. This is looking like a good team. Some different picks from last week for sure. And I think one or two different players, but not many. These guys you often play together. Boy, this is interesting with their summoner spells. As soon as that 3-minute counter comes in, I'm going to talk about that, and there it is. So go ahead and turn that off. So it looks like Asphalt is definitely going to be our ADC this time around, with Raxel supporting him on Sona with that flash exhaust. It looks like Juiciest Jace is going to go ahead and Rengar top, and Planet Earth actually going to be jungling as Thresh. I haven't seen that happen ever. So I'm really interested to see how that goes. That would be an interesting option for Thresh. The ganks are going to be pretty decent, especially as long as he can land his chain. It should be really solid for him. And then Firefly 97 with that Fizz, most likely going to be in the middle. I don't see... well, yeah, no, I think that's definitely going to be a mid-Fizz. I can't see him being anywhere else. And he'll be matched up against Tyken Lee on Zed, I think. Unless Zed and Jax decide to trade places, but I think we'll probably see that Zed in the middle lane. And of course, Divine G on Udyr jungling. It's kind of his only option, really. He's got that Ghost Smite, so that's clearly jungle, but you don't really see Udyr played anywhere else but there. Shadow of Death ADCing on that Tristana. Don't think that'll be a mid Tristana, as they don't really have any other sort of ranged AD on their team, so definitely going to be a ADC Tristana. And then 16Ws on Jax in the solo top lane. I think that'll be a fairly decent matchup. Him and Rengar will be jumping all over each other. And then Best RENA picked up Lulu this time around. Last week we saw Raxel play Lulu, and he did a really good job of it. So we'll see how Best RENA covers that Lulu position. It should be a lot of fun this match. These are some high ELO players, and I expect to see some really good plays out of them. Hopefully, the match isn't as snowbally as last week's. I mean, snowballing isn't a bad thing. When you're playing, it's good, but when you're watching it, it's kind of like, oh, this is a one-sided match, right? But these are both really good teams, so I'm sure once they start getting the advantage, they're going to push it and try and win it, because that's what you want to do when you're playing. You pick up that advantage, and you just got to keep steamrolling it to keep your momentum, as it were, as it is. It's momentum. That's what it is. And as soon as we get to the load screen, I'll plug Game for Glory a bit here. We did just lose another shoutcaster, so we're down some games. But I'll try and pick up some more games as much as I can here. I am trying to get up to at least gold before the end of the season, so I'm going to be putting in a lot of play hours over casting. But you guys should come play. Gameforglory.net. Check it out. You sign up for free. This week they're actually starting paid games, so you pay in to play, and then I think the payout is more if you pay in. I don't know if it's a lot more, or even if it is more. I just think off the top of my head it's more. But they still have free games. I think Tuesdays and Thursdays are their paid nights. Zot can correct me on that one, because I'm sure she's watching the stream right now. But if you are interested in playing some high ELO games, or watching some high ELO games, join us here on Twitch, and join us on GameForGlory.net, where we make the games. You sign up, we put you in. We don't just do League. We have a lot of other games up there. So come check it out. We've got stuff on Xbox, PS3, PC. Maybe when the new Pokemon game comes out, we'll have 3DS. That would be cool. I'll cast some Pokemon games. I don't know how that's gonna work, but I'd like to do it. It would be pretty cool. But we are almost loaded here, actually. Just waiting on Best RENA. And I'm pretty sure we're going to see a pause at the start of the game. It often happens to me, so we'll wait and see how that goes. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a great night tonight, because I am. Except I have to go to work. I've worked all weekend here, covering extra shifts, because a buddy of mine's at PAX. Anybody go to PAX? Anybody in the chat right now who went to PAX? Should go next year. I think I'll go next year. We're just about loaded here. 95%. We're almost there. Soon I'll be yelling. I know you guys like it when I yell. Last week was last Wednesday was less yelly. Zot and I were casting together for the first time, so it was like we're trying to work out a team thing. But next time we cast, we've got it sorted out. I'm going to do all the yelling, and Zot's going to talk technical stuff. Because she knows the players more than I do. So that's more her thing. And we are at 100%, so the game should be starting any second now. Boom. Game start. Here we go. Looks like some classic AD buys coming out from, and the game's paused. Throw that up. Anti-ghosting. You know what I should do? The game's resuming. I should get an image to cover up the item select. But we've got classic buys coming out from both. Elixir of Fortitude from that Rengar, actually. I don't see that as often. I've heard it's a good way to start in a lane, especially solo top lane. It's not a bad way to start. But it's I haven't seen it used in some time, so we'll see how it plays out for him against that Jax in the top lane. Looks like Jax just bought some potions and wards. He'll want to watch for that Thresh gank. I am really interested to see how Thresh is going to play in the jungle. That's new. That's new to me. I don't know about you guys. It looks like he's going to start at red, and he's got classic jungle build. Nothing special going on there. So we'll see how it plays out for him. Zed doing some cackling in the middle. And the game is going to be paused. So we'll just put that up. Brotherhood of Nod. Copyright Westwood Entertainment. Game is unpaused now. I'm not sure if someone's having connection issues or what's going on here. We'll have to, well, we won't really find out unless I turn chat on, and I don't like turning chat on. There's no reason to see smack talk in the game. We'll talk smack ourselves.
Minions have spawned.
And we are now at minions. Looks like Rengar is a bit extended into that jungle. Not sure if he's waiting for that Jax to come by, and I don't think Jax knows he's there. Oop, there we go. Yeah, Jax doesn't know he's there, and Rengar, vice versa, does not know Jax is there. But it looks like they're just waiting it out to see what happens. What did Thresh pick up first, actually? He did pick up his Flay, so he does get that bonus magic damage. And Rengar and Jax are fighting. Here comes the stun from Jax. Jax is just dealing out a bit of damage. Rengar looks like he might leap onto Jax. No, he's not going to. Jax got just a bit out of range. You got to watch that Rengar Q. It does deal fairly decent damage early game. So you got to be careful with that one. And it looks like Thresh is already coming in for a gank, which is interesting. I think he's just trying to put on some lane pressure there against Zed. And Rengar is just hopping out of this bush as best he can. Not much. Here comes the stun from Jax onto the Rengar and Juiciest Jace there. And looks like they're just gonna kind of poking at each other, dealing a bit of damage. And Rengar jumping in on Jax again. Jax burning a potion. He is ignited, but he's gonna go down. Giving first blood to Juiciest Jace there. Very solid play. Came jumping out of that bush right onto the Jax there. And now Vayne pushing that Tristana back into the bush there. Tristana burning her barrier, but I don't think it'll be enough. She is ignited. Will there be a tumble? There's the tumble and the arrow, and there is a kill for Asphalt. A little bit of a trade there. Asphalt picking up a double kill there. Lulu overstayed her welcome a smidge. She should have backed off when she had the chance, but she just didn't quite make it. Make it out, that is. Udyr coming from the back for a gank. Rengar coming down as well to help out Firefly. I don't think they know he's there. And here comes Rengar jumping in on the Zed, on Taiken Lee. Thresh coming in to help out. Shield goes down from Thresh. Will they be able to pick up this kill on Udyr? The slow comes out from Juiciest Jace. And they are going to pick up a kill there. The stun coming out from 16Ws here. Rengar jumping back out of the bush onto 16Ws. 16Ws getting caught by the death sentence, and this will be a literal death sentence for him. Wow. And Zed just jumping over that wall with a shadow, taking out that Fizz. Fizz probably shouldn't have tried to be out there. They did not know where that Zed was, and Zed just kind of picked up that kill while Fizz was trying to get out, and Fizz did not. I think he probably should have just left. He wasn't aware where Zed was, and he was very low health. That might have been a misplay, but they are up 5-2 still, so I don't think they're overly worried about it right now. And Fizz did need to go back and buy some gear. He bought up some armor, which is going to help him out against that Zed in the middle. And Zed's actually, oh, he's back at the base. I was going to say he's missing right now. I can't even see him, but he is back at the base. And Fizz just getting back to his lane as quick as he can to make sure his tower doesn't take too many beatings from those minions. Blue team fairly pushed up here. Asphalt playing on his one of his favorite ADCs, I think, that Vayne. Last week we saw him get pretty much entirely banned out, and this week not quite so. Shadow of Death taking quite a bit of damage from Asphalt, just getting nailed to that wall. That condemn very strong. Usually I see Vayne's take that tumble first, but Asphalt took that condemn, and it seems to be working out very nicely for him. He is already level 5, mind you, to Shadow of Death level 4. Thresh coming in with the Death Sentence and Flay. It looks like they might pick up the kill on... Oh, no! Lulu barely making it out in time, shielding herself and riding her stick like a little go-kart, making it out just in time. Rengar really putting the pressure down on this Jax now, and Zed doing the same thing at 2 Fizz in the middle, but it looks like Thresh is going to come up for a gank, and we'll have to see how that plays out for him. I don't think there are any wards up there. Shadow of Death taking a beating here from the Sona, and the stun's about to come out from the Jax, and I think they're going to... Jax almost going down to Juiciest Jace. Udyr wasn't there quite in time, and Zed looks like he's going to go up top. Not sure what Thresh is waiting for in that bush still. I mean, he's obviously waiting for a gank of some sort, but Zed disappeared for quite some time. I'm not sure if he thought he might be back sooner or what. He is, however, going to leave. Oh, no, it looks like he's going to come back now that he sees that Zed's there. And I think if he's probably going to try and land that Death Sentence, we'll see how that goes. I want to get over there and check that out, because I find that very interesting. A Death Sentence gank is pretty decent for closing the gap. I've never seen a jungle Thresh. I'm wondering if he's going to build AP or AD. Sona taking a bit of a beating here. Raxel. Condemn coming in, not quite getting enough damage down on Shadow of Death. Asphalt breaking out his ult there, but it wasn't quite enough damage. Shadow of Death getting knocked back in the air. I wish I had a bottle of water here. There's just so much action. I'm talking so much. My voice, my mouth is getting dry. Udyr looks like he's going to give this blue buff to Tyken Lee there. No, he did not. I thought Tyken Lee got that. He doesn't need it, really. He doesn't have mana issues. But I thought he was trying to give it to him for, I'm not sure why. So, he did it, so it's fine. It doesn't really matter at this point. But it looks like we'll see Udyr come around for a gank onto Firefly 97 here, and I think he's definitely going to land it. As Firefly 97 did get the Mark of Death, and he's ignited. It's not that barrier was just a bit too little, too late. The burst coming down was just too much for him. Juiciest Jace up here against 16Ws. He's really putting the pressure on him, trying to keep him keep 16Ws from getting too much farm here. And it seems to be going fairly well, as Juiciest Jace is up at least 20 farm. Yeah, just a smidge over that even. And blue team up now, 11.2k gold. Jax dropping the stun. Slow down comes out from Juiciest Jace. I know it's not called that, but he yells it, so why not? And 16W is just going to keep trying to farm. Looks like Planet Earth is going to cover the mid along with Divine G. We got jungles in the middle now. And 16Ws better be careful. Rengar can just leap out of that bush like there's no tomorrow. He better be careful. He doesn't know where Juiciest Jace is right now. Zed, Tyken Lee is up here. Juiciest Jace breaking out his ult so he can get away. And it looks like there might be a double gank coming up from Fizz. Nope, Thresh is going to go ahead and pick up his blue buff while Divine G picks up red. And looks like Fizz is going to come up top and try and get a gank on 16Ws here. Zed did leave. Ooh, just barely missing the Chum the Waters. I believe that's what his ult is called. Chum the Waters, what do you know? And looks like he's going to help push up this middle lane as Zed is missing. However, Zed is coming up top, and Divine G is right there. Looks like we got a jungle fight going on here. And looks like they're going to back off a little bit. Jace diving under that tower with 16Ws. And it looks like Thresh is going to go ahead and pick up the kill, and Zed is probably going to get a kill onto Tyken Lee's going to pick up the kill over Firefly 97. Planet Earth needs to be really careful here. He's getting double chased here. Bear form is going to clench the kill for him, actually. I was just going to say, if he gets hit by that bear form, he's going to drop, and that is exactly what happened. Not a bad play out of the purple team. They got blue to dive them under the tower, and then they just fought it there. However, Asphalt and Raxel are going to put a little bit of pressure on that tower and keep Shadow of Death and Best-Ari-NA pushed back a bit. The award comes down from Best-Ari-NA, but Sona did not deal quite enough damage to get the kill. The Crescendo goes out onto Bestari-NA. Asphalt gets Transmogrified, but he is going to flash in and pick up the kill onto Lulu, and a double kill for him, condemning that Shadow of Death into the wall, into the tower actually, and giving him a big damage advantage. Udyr is coming to lane, and they've got too many minions here to really push too much. But I think they're calling for a dragon now. Asphalt just going to sit back and do some minion farming here. Get him some CS. He does very well on the CS. 85 in 11 minutes. Taiken Lee is coming down to try and scare these guys off the dragons, so they better be careful. Divine G is here as well. And Divine G popping into bear form to get some chase speed, and I think they're just trying to keep some pressure on the lane so it doesn't get pushed too bad while Shadow of Death and Bestari are MIA. And Divine G going to go ahead and pick up that ward, some ward money off that one. And Juiciest Jace just going to keep hopping out of bushes, as Rengar should. And it looks like Purple Team's going to pick up this dragon pretty much uncontested. I mean, Firefly 97 is the closest, but if he went in there, he'd pretty much give them a free kill and dragon. Purple Team now starting to catch up 8-6 in favor of Blue, but Purple is not that far behind, and they are in fact almost tied up in gold. Jace taking a tower shot there. Looks like he threw a bit of damage onto Jace right under that tower. Asphalt coming back in, getting knocked back. Death Sentence whiffing. Shadow of Death getting condemned into that wall, but it looks like Shadow of Death might just make it out. Bestari-NA taking a lot of damage here. Got flayed backwards. Flash comes in from Asphalt. Asphalt trying to dive under that tower to no avail. Was not aware that Udyr was there, and Udyr just popping the bear form to stun Asphalt underneath the tower. Udyr trying to get a kill here onto planet Earth. Taiken Lee throwing as much damage as he can down onto Firefly, but Divine G is just running his butt out of there. He took quite a bit of damage from that Thresh and Sona, and Firefly dancing under his tower while he heals. Ooh, got a bit cocky there. The shurikens from Taiken Lee there are they deal decent damage, and he was not Asphalt. Firefly was very lucky that he actually had a potion running at the time. Juiciest Jace just starting to get dunked. 16W's throwing out his ult there, and Juiciest Jace just able to escape because he broke out his ult. And this Thresh is building kind of. So far, it's really just a classic jungle build. There's not too much different. But 16W is going to go ahead and pick up the kill on Juiciest Jace with the help of Udyr there. Udyr did not get the assist, but Udyr did scare Juiciest Jace out of the jungle. I realize I'm switching back and forth between their summoner names and their champion names, but what are you going to do? Vayne in the mid lane here, trying to help out Firefly get this kill on Taiken Lee, and they are going to pick that up. Planet Earth seems to be in the bottom lane now, just covering it. I'm not sure if we're just going to see Vayne wander now, or if we've the jungle Vayne, maybe a switch out. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but it might just be temporary to give Sona that support in the bottom lane. Flay goes out from Planet Earth, but it's going to whiff. He's not going to hit Bestari. Bestari moving a bit too quick for him. Shadow of Death just barely getting out of Death Sentence range. Bestari throwing out picks, trying to deal some damage, but not enough. Divine G now covering mid for Taiken Lee, and he's going to chase down Firefly. Firefly being able to hop out, though. Fizz very good with escapes. And Asphalt coming down bottom again. I think he's going to pick up the kill. Death Sentence goes down on Bestari-NA, and we got a bloodthirsty support coming out from Raxel here. Asphalt's going to pick up the kill on Shadow of Death, though. And nice gank out of that Asphalt. They were not expecting it, and they did not have any wards, so they did not see it coming. Good play from Blue Team there. They were just ready to go, and Divine G is invading the jungle while Firefly's trying to kill these rude dudes, but he's taking quite a beating from them. I'm not sure if Divine G realizes he's even in there. He does not. But Divine G's coming down behind Asphalt and Raxel here. And they're going to deal a bit of damage. The flash comes out of Raxel. Asphalt needs to leave, though. Ghost comes out of Divine G. Too bad Raxel doesn't have Crescendo up. Firefly 97 coming in though, dealing some decent damage to Taikan Lee. He is hurt. He is burned. Juiciest Jace picking up the kill on the tower. Ashfault picking up a kill on Udyr here on Divine G. And Taikan Lee very low. He needs to leave. He's being out now. But that's leaving mid. It's very exposed here. Juiciest Jace just, he looks like he's just going to go in. I think he might just steamroll that tower over. And they need to get some cover in mid. Jax is on his way, 16 Ws. But will it be in time? Who knows? He is leaping in. That tower is going to go down, though. And he's taking, Juiciest Jace taking the Lantern out with Planet Earth. And taking minimal damage there. Even with Jax and Taikan Lee, he just didn't take quite enough and got out with that sweet jungle play. I find I'm actually really liking this jungle Thresh. It's a lot of fun, and it seems to be working out well for them. 12-9 in favor of blue team here at 16:48. Thresh just going to go ahead and pick up his blue buff. I thought he might give that to Fizz, but I guess not. I guess Thresh does need mana as well, so it's not a bad thing to give it to him. And I think Juiciest Jace and Thresh are going to go in on 16 Ws here. 16 W's not aware that Thresh is there. Oh, he does have a ward there, leaping to his minions. The Death Sentence goes out, and it lands on 16 W's. Divine G comes in, though, and looks like they might just try and disengage here. The box comes up. Juiciest Jace fighting down that Jax. He is burning, though. The Death Sentence goes down onto Divine G, but Divine G is just too tanky right now. And he is going to pick up the kill onto Juiciest Jace, and it looks like Planet Earth is just going to sit here in the top lane and help out. Good times had by all here, but it looks like bottom turret is going to go down fairly quickly here. Ashfall putting some pokes down on Shadow of Death, and Taikan Lee pushing up a bit, trying to do some dirty farming behind that tower. But Firefly 97 needed to be careful there. He went back in really low health, as it were, and just couldn't quite make it out in time. Raxel up fairly hard here. Ashfall coming in, condemning condemning Bestari into the wall just before the tower there, and they're going to pick up that kill. Excuse me. Divine G pumping his way through the Stoner brothers. He held his lane fairly well. And it looks like Juiciest Jace is now going to go middle here and help push it back a bit. As there is no one there from either team except for himself. So he's just going to go and pick that up. And Ashfall and Raxel are, it looks like they're going to get Dragon. And it should be uncontested here. I think Zed will be quite distracted with those minions. Not that it takes him very long to farm them, but yeah, they definitely did not have time to get that dangle. Ashfall getting death marked from Taikan Lee, but got condemned against the wall. Juiciest Jace now ulting and dealing not a lot of damage. Divine G still fairly tanky. Firefly 97 though coming in to help out, and you got to watch that poison from Firefly. He did, however, miss his Chum the Waters, so a rather unfortunate maneuver for him. But he is going to keep chasing. Oh, no, he's going to back off Divine G now. He knows that that Bestari and Shadow of Death are around, and he wants to be a bit careful. And he just wants to watch himself. And Firefly 97 just going to do some farming in the middle here. Taikan Lee. At first I thought he was in the in blue team's base. I'm like, what is going on there? But he wasn't. He was just coming back from his base. My bad. I was very confused. And gosh, no Red Bull today, guys. So I'm kind of worn out here. And I have to work tonight, so probably get one before work. I wish I could plug them. They should. I hope they're watching this so I can get a sponsorship out of it. That'd be awesome. And it looks like Taikan Lee's gonna pick up blue buff for himself.
Purple team's turret has been destroyed.
And Juiciest Jace picking up another tower. He's just doing a lot of tower pushing. Firefly 97 and Planet Earth are caught out alone though. 4v2. Chum the Waters comes out on Taiken Lee, but I think it was more to try and help out Thresh with the escape. Asphalt and Raxel definitely need to be careful. They are going to get caught as well if they aren't careful. Tristana coming in, and they're just surrounding them around the tower. 4v2. However, Firefly is here, condemned against the wall. Shadow of Death. The crescendo comes out, and it looks like it whiffs. Not going to hit anyone. Taiken Lee dealing massive amounts of damage to Asphalt there, and Udyr coming in with the bear form to get additional kills. And I think Juicy's Jace, I thought he might try and go for the Taiken Lee. He is fairly low. Raxel poking on Shadow of Death here, and Juicy's Jace is just ready, but Divine G's waiting in that bush with the bear form. Juicy's Jace jumping in on Bestari-NA. Bestari is ignited, so she's going to drop. And now Raxel and Planet Earth fighting Divine G together. Fizz and Rengar are coming around. The box comes out, slowing down Divine G. He is going to run out with his bear form, but it's not going to be enough to keep him alive. 16 Ws and Shadow of Death now coming in, but Raxel, Planet Earth, and Juicy's Jace are all ready with Firefly 97 splitting, flashing in. Taiken Lee throwing out his Shadow, dealing a bit of damage. Ooh! Lands Chum the Waters. I'm pretty sure that was right on the edge of the range there onto Shadow of Death. And just picking that up, that secured that kill for them right there for sure. Very nice play out of Firefly 97. And Zed now being out in that top lane, and that might just allow a bit of a lane push. I mean, we've got Lulu there, but Lulu's not going to be able to defend too much against Planet Earth. Gosh. And looks like Jax up top is just going to push that down. 16 Ws. And I don't think... Oh, that top tower's already dead. And he's just trying to get some farming done, but Juicy's Jace and Asphalt are both in that lane. They're going to push him back, keep him from getting too much farm. However, he is doing really well on farm. 128 to 147 for Juicy's Jace. Juicy's Jace just out farming a bit. He kept him off those minions early game with that pressure. So he did get some additional farm. And he's going to get some more now with Asphalt giving him a hand to push 16 Ws out of the lane. It looks like Taiken Lee is either coming around for a gank or he's trying to push that lane. Juicy's Jason 16 Ws here with Asphalt waiting in the wings. 16 Ws breaking out the Bork onto Juicy's Jace, but it's not going to be enough. The ult comes in from Juicy's Jace, and that's just going to drop Jax fairly hard. Asphalt borked, I think it was Udyr there. And now they're just going to put the pressure on the lane. Raxel coming in as well with the heals. Blue team losing bottom lane to Zed and Tristana. However, it is 3v1 top, so I think we're going to... 4v1 top now. Thresh coming out of nowhere, landing that death sentence, and I think they're just going to pick up the kill on Divine G with minimal troubles, breaking out that box to slow him down and just kind of win that fight. Zed and Tristana now hanging out in bottom. They need to leave now because these four can push down towers like it's nobody's business. And all we've got up here is Bestari-NA to try and defend it. And a support is not going to do a lot for defense. 16 Ws is back up here, but to no avail. And Firefly 97 fighting Taiken Lee underneath the tower. Taiken Lee breaking out the Bork to get away. And Firefly 97 looks like he might try and chase him down. We'll see what happens here. Zed jumping over that wall though. And Firefly 97 was not expecting that at all. Zed just kind of shadowed over that wall and spun. He did a spin to win. Another spinner, and he is definitely a winner. Taiken Lee picking up another kill for himself. That is going to bump him up 6-4 now. With I just heard some sort of sweet guitar riff. I'm not sure where that came from, but it was awesome. I'm not sure if you guys heard that too, but it sounded pretty cool. At any rate, Raxel coming in here. Looks like she's just going to do some warding onto Baron. And they're going to see that ward in the back of Baron. And they're just going to go ahead and pick that up with Purple Team picking up Dragon in exchange. Raxel throwing wards down, left, right, and center. Wards win games, guys. I say it every game. I like wards. I don't buy enough, though. I never buy enough. Planet Earth seems to be alone here, but his team is waiting in that left jungle, top jungle, I suppose you could call it. Juicy's Jace coming in on Tycoon Lee, but the death mark goes down. Not quite enough burst damage onto Juicy's Jace to take him out, though. Juicy's Jace just has so much damage, tons of damage, in the immortal words of Freak. And thank you, Zot, by the way. I've never played with Sona's jokes myself. And it looks like blue team is going to try and get this Baron, and I think they should be able to get it fairly uncontested here. Purple team has no idea where they are right now, and blue team is warded up, so they know exactly where purple team is at, well, almost at all times. Well, anytime they're in top jungle. And it looks like Asphalt, Raxel, and oh no, Jace is going to go up top and fight Divine G, I think. But it looks like Asphalt and Raxel are just going to put some pressure on this lane here. Maybe try and push down that tower themselves. Juicy's Jace jumping out, going to kill the Stoner brothers for himself. Divine G running now. He doesn't want to get caught out in case of ganks coming from that Fizz or that Thresh. Juicy's Jace now going in 2v1, 2v2 now, as Firefly is coming in. They're going to focus down that, try and focus down 16 Ws there. Divine G and 16 Ws dealing quite a bit of damage though. Hugify goes down onto that Zed, and Zed is going to go ahead and pick up a double kill. And he's actually going to make it out just barely. Firefly 97 juking around as much as he possibly can here, but Shadow of Death is there waiting, and Best RE/NA was coming in as well, so that looks like it might have been a bit of a wasted Baron. The only person with any left is Planet Earth here, and he's pretty much just building a tankier jungle build. So he doesn't have a whole lot of damage coming out. I'm not sure what kind of runes he has, but we'll have to see how he plays it. Taking some damage from Best RE/NA, and he's just going to try and walk away here. He was trying to be out, but Shadow of Death and Divine G now going to take out that mid tower. Uncontested, of course, because, well, all of blue team got shut down there. Everyone up on, well, yeah, everyone up on blue team now. Wasn't sure about the Fizz, but he is up now. And gosh, I'm yawning like there's no tomorrow. It's not because this game is boring. I am just sleepy today. And it's really hot down here. I'm going to turn on my fan. Zed's going to pick up a blue buff for himself. And looks like 16Ws is going to go ahead and just kind of defend his bottom tower there. It's their last tier 2 tower that is up. So they really need to defend that. And they've lost top inhibitors, so they are getting attacked by super minions now. Shadow of Death trying to keep those minion waves back. Divine G just doing some jungling now. He might want to help with that wave, though, as it is starting to push Tristana back all by her lonesome there.
Purple team's inhibitor is respawning soon.
The inhibitor is coming up pretty quick here. Looks like Juicy's Jace is going to go ahead and pick up that tower with the help of Vayne. And looks like all of blue team is in bottom lane now, and I think they're going to go for this tower as well. Divine G coming in with the stun. The lantern goes down, but they block. Crescendo comes out from Sona. Chum the Waters, ults everywhere. Hugify from Best RE/NA. Jax is going to go ahead and pick up a kill on Juicy's Jace. However, Asphalt with the split push going down the middle. Just really, they needed to be careful. And now Asphalt's going to try and duel Divine G. However, Tycoon Lee is here, and Asphalt's going to get taken down. Tycoon Lee and Divine G just dealing enough damage to take her out there. And I mean, it wasn't just enough damage, but they were just dealing enough damage. Better clarify my words. A lot of stuff going on here from both teams, really. This is purple team's opportunity to push here. They really need to get in there and start taking stuff down. But blue team got so many minion waves just coming at them, and they now have lost all of their tier 2 towers, as well as oh, they've got their inhibitors back up, but they lost a second inhibitor turret. So we'll see how this goes for them. Planet Earth now trying to come down and get his red buff, but Tycoon Lee is going to get away with it. And he's just going to leap over that wall. Death Sentence comes out, but whiffs. Tycoon Lee just getting out of it just in time. Gotta watch that wind up. Juicy's just heading down mid now. Blue team really needs to decide what they're going to do here and do it. And try not to get aced again. Well, I guess they haven't technically gotten aced yet, but it could happen. They have been coming out behind in fights. And if purple team keeps that up, they're just going to keep coming out further and further ahead. Juicy's Jace now flashing in. He does have his ult going. And he's not gonna use it to get any kills there. He didn't want to dive too far in. Death Sentence flying out from Planet Earth, not gonna hit anybody this time around. And Firefly 97 just running away. Planet Earth trying to defend him. Blue team needs to be really careful here and pick their engage. Firefly 97 kind of caught out alone, as well as Raxel. They are by themselves, and I don't think that is the kind of play that they need right now. Raxel's running hard, Divine G chasing him, Planet Earth trying to come up behind for a save, but it might just be the end of him for it. Juicy's Jace is here, however. The box goes down, but Thresh is going to get taken down. Tycoon Lee picking up another kill for himself. That actually puts purple team ahead in kills now by 1, and just a smidge of gold ahead, just under 1k. And actually, they're over 1k, my bad. Yeah, they are. Yeah, okay. Just my math. It's that new math. Tycoon Lee gonna go ahead and pick up Dragon here. It looks like... Ooh! Chum the Waters came out, just about hitting Shadow of Death. Shadow of Death leaping out of it just in the nick of time. Really good response time from Shadow of Death for sure. Blue team is not aware that purple team is behind them, though, so they better be careful. 16W is going in on Firefly 97, though. And Divine G coming in as well. And it looks like they're going to pick up a kill on Juicy's Jace actually ulting out. I thought they might pick that kill up. Tycoon Lee coming in to help out Shadow of Death pick up that kill onto Fizz. And Rengar, Juicy's Jace, trying to backdoor here. He's trying to take down an inhib, so they have to defend. But it's going to get him killed, unfortunately. And I think now is the opportune time for purple team to push this and potentially win this game. They're getting very tanky and they're dealing plenty of damage. Just a lot going on. Planet Earth being out to defend here, and I think Asphalt... Ooh, Planet Earth actually not being out. Asphalt's going to go ahead and be out instead. And purple team's going to pick up Baron. Raxel's on his way over there, but will he get caught out and dunked like a basketball being handled by Michael Jordan? Who knows? Looking for wards, trying to make sure they're not taking Baron, but he sees that they are. So he needs to be careful in this situation. The crescendo comes out. He tries to steal it, but he is going to get shut down for it, and that could be end of the game for blue team right here, right now. Losing that Sona and possibly Thresh here. Death Sentence goes out onto the blue buff here, and Thresh actually making it over that wall to get away. Divine G is running in, though. He does get chummed, and he is going to get slowed down enough that they can run away. Firefly and Planet Earth. Even though that's actually an I, it's Planet Earth. At any rate, lots going on here. I'm digging it. These teams are very, very evenly matched this week, and they aren't steamrolling as much as they did last week. I'm wondering if it's because of the different bans. They didn't just try and ban out Asphalt this time. They tried to do more of a balanced ban, and it seems to be working out for them this time around. 22 to 26 now in favor of purple. Blue needs to be careful here. They don't want to get too far away from each other here. They're going to get caught out. Purple team now kind of moving as a bit of a tighter unit. A bit, not a lot, but a bit. Holy. And I'm we'll have to see what happens here. Roxel being chased down by Divine G. Bearform stun goes down onto Firefly 97. Best Ari and Shadow of Death coming in very quickly. And it looks like they're going to pick up the kill on Firefly 97. They got chummed though. Taiken Lee trying to duel this Asphalt there, but to no avail. It's very hard to duel a Vayne late game. That's one thing that she really accelerates in, is the dueling. So you really got to watch her. I mean, you can deal a lot of damage, but if she condemns you into that wall, you're going to take a bunch of free hits. And Shadow of Death going to pick up a kill on Juiciest Jace there. Divine G stunning down that stunning down Asphalt. There's the pause going down because we lost Planet Earth. He got a disconnect there. Big plays coming out from both teams really, but Purple Team's really starting to turn this around. It looks like Divine G and Shadow of Death might just pick up this kill on Asphalt. He is mid tumble there, and I don't know that he's going to be able to escape that bear form. The builds we're seeing are fairly standard builds, honestly. There's not too much different going on. A Warmogs from Zed though, I don't recall seeing that in a lot of my Zeds that I've seen. But it does make him it does give him health and sustain, so it's not a bad thing. Pianet Earth is now back, and that build out of Thresh, I think maybe a Trinity Force from that Phage. It won't be an not Iceborne, but and definitely double kill for maybe even a triple here. Planet Earth dropping his box, but to no avail, and triple kill for Shadow of Death. And it looks like they're just going to go in and fight down this tower. And I don't think that they have no one to really contest them here except for Fizz. But if he goes in 1v4, he'll just get dunked. He might pick up the kill on Shadow of Death if he can make it past 16 Ws and Divine G. But this might be it. Divine G just going to tank that tower. He doesn't even care at this point. And Shadow of Death just going to take down that second. And this looks like it's going to be a good game, ladies and GG, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to say GG LNG. And Firefly 97 going to go down. And that is it. Amazing turnaround from Blue Team. They just kind of got the picks they needed. And I think when it really turned around for them was after that first Baron fight from Blue Team. Blue Team picked it up. And they picked out that Baron, and they just went in a bit too hard, and there was nothing they could really do about it at that point. But they kind of just started losing. They lost engages, they got picked out, and they didn't group together as much as Purple Team, and that's what started to lose it for them. And it was some great times had by both teams. I hope you guys enjoyed playing. I hope everyone enjoyed watching. Check out gameforglory.net, play some games, have some fun. I'm your host, The Judge. I'll be back Wednesday night for sure. I believe Zot's going to join me that night. And we have it figured out now, so it won't be as quiet this time around. I will be yelling just like I did this time. And I hope you guys had a great time.